Hi, I'm Aubrie.
Hi, I'm Kathleen. We're two friends having a good time.
I happen to be a Christian, and that's okay.
And I happen to be an atheist, and that's okay.
Welcome to the Christian and the Atheist podcast.
Let's dive in.
Hey guys, have you left a review for our podcast yet? Head over to wherever you listen to your podcast and do that right now.
And follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Christian and the Atheist, and TikTok at Christian and Atheist.
Check us out on Patreon for ad-free content.
And speaking of ads, if you or your business would like to sponsor the Christian and the Atheist podcast, feel free to contact us to get started.
Coming up on the Christian and the Atheist podcast. I have been keeping a note tab in my phone open. Well-meaning Christians and their comments suck. Yeah. I used to be a well-meaning Christian, and I wish I could take back all the bullshit I've ever said to anyone. Because I thought it was the way of the Lord. Barf. And July 5th. This one's hard for me.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be fine. I realized it hurt because there's another thread that I cut that never in a million years I would have ever expected to cut.
Yeah.
But it was time. It is time for authentic and real relationships.
Mm-hmm.
If I die, who's going to take care of my husband? Like, who's going to bring meals to him? But it's weird to look at a group of people, Christians, and think, those aren't my people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stabbing pain. So I've had a lot of people coming to me after dropping part 1 and 2 and being like, those are great. I want to know more.
Right.
And I'm like, well, I told you the whole story. And they're like, well, we don't need any more about the story. We need to know what's happening after the story.
Yeah.
Or the day of the dethroning. I like calling it that. Not that I was royalty or anything. I have been keeping a note tab in my phone open, and it's so freaking long. And it starts with week 2 after everything happened. And so because the first 2 weeks, 1, I was on vacation, and 2, I was processing still. So I just will start from there.
And so that's where our part 2 is during that that 2 weeks
literally
span. It's the day after you got back from vacation. Yeah. We sat down to record. So you're still processing. I
am not who she was anymore.
And so that's what I think people are wanting to know. Yeah. Is because even in that episode, I re-listened to it, and everyone, at one point you're like, I'm, feeling this way and this way and this way, and that's probably going to change. And so what has changed?
And also, when this episode drops, we're going to have an episode that's me visiting the Unitarian Universalist Church. So much has happened, and you guys, here it is. So I'm just going to read it.
Yeah.
And you comment as you want.
I always do.
And yes, you do. That's one thing that people were like, wow, Kathleen. One of them was like, wow. And one was like, yeah!
Yeah. I have given up the part of my life that's holding myself back for the feelings of other people. I don't do that. I'm just not
definitely. I'm just very clear.
Who has time for that? It's not me. I don't. So sorry.
I think it was a good balance between the two. Okay, so it says week 2, Sunday thoughts.
Okay.
It's going way better. I don't know if it was seeing all the supporting churches at Pride or how much family time we got today at home without going to church, but I'm feeling good. So, okay.
We did go to Pride.
We went to Pride, and then the next day was Sunday, and we didn't go to church, which is...
Yeah.
I would always go to church. I don't miss church.
You don't skip. Well, in the first week where you didn't go to church, you were on vacation.
I was on vacation.
So it doesn't really
It wasn't
count.
I skipped church for vacation.
And this is the first time you hadn't gone, not because we're sick or whatever, or we're on vacation, but because we don't go there anymore.
And that's
And we did, at Pride, we saw, they were in the parade alone. There were probably 5 or 6.
It was impressive.
Churches,
and I was
of all different types of.
Yeah.
They were everywhere. It was awesome.
I said, you go through this process about do I have this wrong? Am I the only one feeling this way? Because some people and friends are challenging my beliefs, and then someone shows up and says, "Try this place," or "Girl, we love the gays and Jesus. Come sit with me, and I'll show you around." The process of all of this has been wild. It was very up and down until Sunday, and now it's not so stabbing pain, hurt, but dull. And there is promising prospects in the horizon that I wasn't able to see for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of churches that they're like, oh, try this one. And all of them are in Owasso.
Yeah.
That were being suggested to me. Like, oh, we have gay people that come to our church.
Right.
Gay people go to Life Church.
Yeah.
And they're welcome there.
The same thing that Life Church, basically the same mentality.
And that's great. Yeah. But it's also not. It's not appropriate. I mean, it's not inappropriate. It's not fair.
Yeah.
The level that they have that's welcoming. Welcoming is beautiful.
Sure.
But it needs to take one more step forward. These people need to be able to be part of the church. They don't need to just be able to attend.
Yeah.
Like if they want, only if they want. Like,
of course.
And it's like, not all people like that are just humans in general show up to church and want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Some people just want to show up on Sunday and go home and not think about it again, which is great.
I love that.
But some people feel the calling or feel the need to like serve and be part of it. And the fact that there is a level of distrust towards members of the community who just, this is how they were born. If you are a God-believing person, this is how God made them, but we're not going to trust you to speak to the children. We're not going to trust you with financial matters. We're not going to trust you to pray in front of anybody.
Or to serve tea.
Yeah, or to hand someone some chips and say hi. What the fuck?
I know. I wish I didn't have to bleep what you just said, just the way you said it.
I'm sorry.
No, it was like nasally F-U-C-K.
I did a weird voice there. I don't know.
Okay, and then I said, I was told a funny story about a potted houseplant. This was the day of. One of the pastors had this conversation with me, and it was cute. I was told a funny story about a potted houseplant that was thriving somewhere and shouldn't be moved, or it could stunt its growth.
Sure.
It was told to me in desperation to keep me there.
Yeah.
I thought, what an interesting thing to say to me. But as I've gone through this, I've realized as a houseplant mom that I can have a plant in a window receiving light and thriving until one day it outgrows the pot and is no longer thriving.
Yeah. It's
my duty as its mom to repot it and place it back in the window to receive the light.
Or a different window where there may be better light.
Yeah. Well, the light, I'm saying the light is God.
Okay.
So the pot is the church. I took away the pot and I'm adding a different pot.
Gotcha.
And then I'm still receiving the light and I'm continuing to thrive. Maybe it's time for a new pot.
Yeah.
Of me and a new pot for me and to continue light from the Almighty.
Got it.
July 1st.
Okay.
I'm free.
Yay!
So July 1st is the time that I posted the day I posted.
Yeah, that's the day of the Facebook post.
I literally kept to myself. But I did tell, like, a lot of people that are close. But you
talked to people, but you didn't publicly, like, say, okay, here's what's going on for those of you who don't know, blah, 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 until July.
It was bugging me not to tell people.
You kept it kind of close for several weeks.
So I said, I'm free. I posted what happened. I was limited to how much I could say because of Instagram. Because Instagram decided to cramp my vibe. So what happened was I wrote a really long-ass explanation.
Yeah.
Went to put it on our Christian Atheist Instagram. And they were like, it's too long. And I was like,
shut up, Mark Zuckerberg.
So
don't tell me what to do.
Mark, we have words. So
clearly.
Anyways, I ended up shortening the version. If you look at the version on Instagram, on Facebook, on our podcast socials, it's different than my personal one.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, because they're so similar.
Yeah.
But the personal one I did read in part 1.
Yes.
So you guys have heard it.
Yeah.
So anyways, grant my vibe. Keep it short and sweet. I've been up since 2:30 and it's almost 6 a.m.
Barf.
Maybe this will take some weight off and I can finally sleep. Or maybe I should stop drinking energy drinks.
Maybe. I I can't give you any answer there because I, this morning alone, have had 4 shots of espresso.
Girl, so I have thoughts of what will they think, referring to those who are still at Life Church.
Yeah.
Who freaking cares? I got to state what happened on my terms, and it was super respectful. Being private is great, but I don't feel like not saying anything. I want people to know. I want the few of us out there going through this to have each other to lean on.
Mm-hmm.
Well-meaning Christians and their comments suck. Yeah. I used to be a well-meaning Christian, and I wish I could take back all the bullshit I've ever said to anyone. Ugh. Because I thought it was the way of the Lord. Barf.
It sucks, because in the moment, you think you're helping, and it's hard.
You're doing it for something that you really believe in, and you've been told this is what it is.
Yes.
And you think you're right.
And you think you're helping, and you think you're improving, and you think everybody is, you think people are reading it and going, oh, I should turn back to Jesus. And in reality,
it's so nasty.
In reality, it's not how that works, unfortunately. And that's not real. And nobody reads that and goes, oh boy, I'd feel warm and fuzzy after that.
Well, I'm cured of my problems.
Everything that's been going bad is now fantastic. Thanks.
Yeah.
No.
So then I wrote down, Aubrie, what if you're wrong? Me replying to said person. Sure. What if you're wrong? I'd much rather have it wrong because of the way I'm loving the community, referring to the LGBTQ plus. I'd rather have it wrong because of the way I'm loving the community than because I'm hating them.
Yeah.
Okay, third Sunday, no church.
Can we just pause for a second?
Absolutely.
Because that is the sentiment of so many people out there, whether they're spiritual, Christian, whatever religion, atheist, doesn't matter. There's this mindset of like, I am not going to do everything that the Bible says because I would rather be wrong and love my fellow man than be right and be a hateful, nasty, bitter person.
I feel like you're actually going against the Bible / Jesus by being this.
That's the thing. Like if
following the Bible.
Yeah. If you're actually wrong, quote unquote, and you die and God is like, boy, you were really nice to a lot of people and I wanted you to be a lot more of a bitch. What the hell?
Or more like
what
hateful to these people.
That's not how it works. And we all know that's not what's going to happen. We all know that if God is real and Aubrie dies, he's going to be like, oh my God, high five, girl.
Yeah.
Have an energy drink, probably.
We'll see.
I don't know.
This is a better energy drink.
This one doesn't make you jittery.
This came from the river of life in the Missouri. If you know, you know.
The Mormons had it right all along. Don't tell them. They'll be insufferable about it. God.
So third Sunday, no church. I got to do and time to do it.
In the post-Mormon communities, we call that second Saturday.
Yeah, so that comes up.
Yeah.
I guess I need time to miss it, but damn, a second Saturday is nice.
Yeah.
Also, so many people post on social media about what's going on, like at the church in their videos, and I don't feel like I'm missing out too much. LOL. So I have FOMO. I always have it.
Yeah, it's pretty normal.
Like, if I see someone having fun, like if it's like Switch, if I didn't go and I see a video of it, I'm like, oh my God, I wish I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't have it when I saw videos, but I loved the videos. Good job, Church and
high five,
at
everybody.
The movies. Okay, oh my gosh. The literal amount of people who've messaged me or commented me on my post about they left the church because like this. And I put it in all caps. Time for change. Yeah. We matter too. And then July 5th. This one's hard for me.
Okay.
Okay, it'll be fine.
Now I'm excited.
It's sad. This one this hurts my heart bad.
Oh,
okay,
no.
July 5th. I left my life group.
Oh, yeah.
So my life group, it's a small group. It's what they call it's a mega church, but our life groups make it small. It's the community you create, blah, blah, blah. It's sweet, whatever. It's a great thing. I said, I love my life group. It's not that I don't like the ladies because those ladies are literally amazing. This is my own words. If you guys are part of my past life group and you don't agree with this, I'm so sorry. Don't come for me.
I'm
about to get really
I'll hold them off. You're not going to.
They come
what
at me.
What are they going to do?
Well, actually, I'd love to have a conversation if you want to.
That's what I was about to say is like, what are they going to do? Say, Aubrie, I don't agree with what you said. And you're going to sit down over coffee and discuss it? Yeah.
I mean, okay, ready?
Yeah.
Those ladies are literally amazing. We are all kinds of outcasts that come together and have lots of fun. I decided to step away because I noticed how when I looked at the group and how now that things are as they are, that maybe the certain relationships weren't necessarily authentic. I felt weird vibes from someone, and she said something weird. Mm-hmm. And whenever I heard her say it, it wasn't really weird. It was kind of a, like, you probably could say that, but you probably shouldn't have said it to me.
What did she say?
With me. Okay, I'll say it, but I'm, like, a little hesitant because I'm not mad.
Okay.
I wasn't mad when she said it. I think I've told you this. I kind of cocked my head to the side like, huh. And it was over Marco Polo, so she didn't see my face. And it was like, maybe she said it and didn't mean to.
Right.
But she said that she heard what happened. Mm-hmm. And the youth pastor came to her and said, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, I'm fine. Because other people weren't okay, which is fine to be fine. You're allowed to be fine. I'm like, I don't want you crying. Like, you don't need to be like, what did you guys do?
I'm already like, why was she coming up to her? But okay, whatever.
Well,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Part of my life group.
Yeah.
Or I was part of her life group. And
you had lots of different connections. This is something that I never experienced in church, was that deep, meaningful connection with other members.
Yeah.
It was almost, at least in my experience, and I think a lot of Mormons will argue, but I do know a lot won't, the way the church is set up is you don't get to have those deep, meaningful...
Oh, that's a shame, because the amount of meaningful relationships that I've had with people, and a lot of them are not current.
Right.
But... they were special
when I left the church, I had a lot of people be like, what about all your friends that are Mormon? I was like, I don't have any friends that are Mormon. I have people who I served with who I will say hi to, and I'm friends with them on Facebook, and I have a lot of people that I grew up with, but I don't have anybody who is going to miss me deeply if I'm not there every Sunday. And I didn't. People didn't reach out. People didn't. People don't.
So sad to me.
Like, people that I grew up with aren't heartbroken that I'm not there anymore. And so that's something that I didn't experience. So the idea of somebody who's in your life group being not necessarily okay because you're not there is like, what? Why?
Yeah, like, okay.
Wait, she likes you? I don't get it. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I thought she did, and I'm just kidding. No. I'm literally not trying to be petty. And
no.
And you get to feel your feelings. And I said, I wasn't expecting her to be like, I'm really like...
right.
Bummed.
But listening to you say it does make sense that the like, youth leader would be like, hey, are you doing okay now that Aubrey's gone? Things have switched up. Yeah. Not even just like emotionally, are you all right? Now it's also like...
oh, like leadership's...
yeah, we're now switching a lot of things up because this person's gone who was doing this, and now we got to stop somebody else. And blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, a lot put on the pastor, a lot put on the leader or the coach that's there, and then said person that's like, I'm fine, is probably going to have to pick up a little more slack.
They're going to have to pick up slack. Possible, they're going to have to maybe jump into a role that they haven't been a part of or something. I get what's happening. Okay.
But yeah, be okay. You're loud.
High five. Love that for you.
And I just felt like it was a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
With me there. And I felt the moment that I heard it, I was like, okay. I loved the moment it happened because it was a clarity to me.
Yeah.
And then I continued conversations with two of the people and was like, it was fine, nothing bad, but I felt a thread being like cut.
Yeah.
It, like, hypothetically.
Yeah.
That it's nobody's fault. It's not a problem. It's just time to move forward. Right. And I felt like it was kind of causing me being like, okay, I'm staying in a life group, but I'm no longer at Life Church. I no longer attend. I don't watch the sermons.
Yeah.
Why
am
I in a life group? And I wanted to be a part of it still because those people are fantastic. That group is like life changers. They're doing things, and to be a part of it is a gift, and like to leave it is sad but absolutely necessary.
Yeah.
And for me to take my steps forward that I needed. So no hard feelings to them, just a moment of like cocking my head to the side like, huh.
Just a sort of like, all right, I see where we are, and I probably need to be where we are.
And I said that's when I knew maybe we aren't as close as I thought we were.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we all have past that, our seasons that cross them together, and others where we turn different ways.
Yeah.
Once I realized that, I decided I don't need that. Some of these sentences don't work out, but just go with it.
It's fine.
I don't know either.
It's all right. She's still reading from like a journal entry, basically. Yeah. If you've forgotten what the sentences we're talking about.
That day I left the group me thread was a busy one. I found myself being kind of snippy or easily frustrated because we were cleaning up for guests to come over. Mm-hmm. And then Frank and I ended up in this super stupid fight in which...
Always.
Yeah, in which I thought stupid. He was over... Which I thought was over him being super rude to me, which he was. Which wasn't okay, and it wasn't.
True.
But come to find out, I'm like in our room, and I'm like, you're rude. Not really what I said, but like I'm like, I am sensitive. Don't talk to me with a tone, or either I will be mad, or I will be like, that hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
And he has to work around that. I have to work around a lot too with that man.
Welcome to marriage.
So, anyway, so we're having this stupid argument. I mean, it's like so silly.
Yeah,
and you know it is while you're in the middle of it.
Yeah. It always is. But in the middle of it, you're like, this is the most important part of our life.
When I say sob cry, I'm not like, just a little bit cry.
Yeah,
When I use the word sob, it is...
Ugly cry, Kim K lost her earring in the ocean.
No, that one's like a, oh no. This one's like a, oh no. So, in the middle of being like, this hurt my feelings, you're being rude.
Yeah.
And why? And then being curious because I went to therapy and she taught me how to do this. So I was like, okay, why am I upset?
Right.
Am I upset with how Frank talked to me or something else bothering me? And then all of a sudden I was like, I left my life group today and I am heartbroken.
Yeah.
And I just bawled and
You're not
cried,
actually, I mean,
and I like fell to my bed and cried and cried and cried. And he's literally standing there watching me like.
He's like, what is happening?
You're going through stuff.
I'm gonna back slowly out of the room.
And it said, anyways, I realized it hurt because there's another thread that I cut that never in a million years I would have ever expected to cut.
Yeah.
But it was time. It is time for authentic and real relationships. Mm-hmm. So with that, this isn't in my diary, but I wanted to talk about this real quick. It's a weird thought that has continually played a part in my thought process through this. And I thought it was weird. And I'm just going to admit to it. It's embarrassing. And I'm like, you're ridiculous. But I have a weird thing with death.
Yeah, we know that. Go ahead.
So, like,
oh no, shocker. Go ahead.
Here we go. Okay, and I think it has to do with like losing my sister and she was young and it was sudden.
Yeah,
and
probably. So makes sense.
I guess there was a comfort in this community that I had through the church. One, it's like a religious comfort. Two, if I die, there's a place for me to like have a service, like a church service funeral. And then,
I do understand why. I mean, that's a little weird to me, but also
isn't it?
But it's weird to me because again, coming from Mormonism, those funerals are a bummer. Nobody wants that funeral.
But and these so people knew me.
Yeah.
They are going to know that, one, don't make it a bummer. Like, it's going to be sad.
Yeah.
But also how freaking fun I am.
Yeah.
And they're going to figure something out. I believed in that. And then, two, if I die, who's going to take care of my husband? Like, like, who's going to bring meals to him?
I mean,
and the kids and support him because he does not have the community that I've created. Like he has he has the community that I've created.
Yeah.
Now that community is gone. I am the person that gets our community. He's the person that's like stands next to me and like smiles and says hi.
Yeah.
And then grows those relationships.
If that community gets like taken off the table, then if you die, no one's bringing him frozen lasagnas. No. Guess what? I am Aubrie.
Okay, yeah.
It's me.
You got your family too. Yeah. So you can't, I'm like hoping for like 3 months worth of food for my husband.
Oh, please. As if I don't stress cook at midnight anyway.
I know. But
I baked a cake at 10 p.m. last night like a psychopath.
You do that.
I do that.
But it was one of those things that I was like, I would like an army of people, and that was part of the army.
Yeah.
And that was like a huge, like, leg.
I get it. There is a part of that in Mormonism, too. There's that mindset of, like, when you have a baby, the Relief Society shows up, and they show out. And when you move, the missionaries are the ones packing the truck.
Yeah.
And all this stuff. And so when you leave that, you kind of have to do it yourself. But in my experience, we already were doing it ourselves anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Because when it comes down to it, the actual difficulty, say, of, when somebody dies, the meals help.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make or break the situation. The fact of the matter is...
It sucks.
No matter what, you're going to be going through this thing, whether someone has brought a casserole. Yeah.
But I feel like doing it without... Like, this was my mindset, kind of still is. Not that... I've changed a lot in my brain. Your guys are about to hear crazy stuff. But
yay!
To me, there's resources that they have that he could just go to the building and he could say, "Hey, Richie,
I need help.
I can't move forward right now and I need that help.
Right.
What do you like?" Prayer's great,
sure,
but they also have
Let's
resources.
talk counseling. Let's talk childcare. Let's talk money. Let's talk food. Let's talk actual resources.
Yeah.
They
would. I could see him being like, "Let's go have lunch real quick. Put some food in your body. Drink some water.
Let's have someone
set up an appointment.
Drop your kids off at such and such person's house. They're ready.
They're fine. Yeah,
and we'll go talk
and
this out.
And we can take the steps forward to get you in a good place.
Right.
Like, I've witnessed this happen, not with a death, but with a situation where, like, me and the group of people were a huge part of getting a person on their feet again.
Right.
Because they couldn't get to the next step.
They
and
were
it was
stuck, and you guys helped unglue them.
Quick, easy, happy to do it. Love that person to like my core.
Yeah.
And it was a bonding moment for all of us. Yeah. Like, that was my life group taking care of this person, and we'll forever be bonded by that. And like, that was amazing. So it's a sad thought to me.
And I get it, because that is a huge part of it's like a long time ago you asked me how I have community. And that's because for so long your community has been tied with the church.
Yeah.
You're throwing your community away in some aspects, or losing it. It's being yanked away. Some of them you're letting go of. And so how do you go from there?
Right.
Because that is a huge part of it, is how do you build more community? Do you do it in another church? Do you do it outside of a church? How do you go from there?
Yeah.
It's hard.
It's weird.
Yeah.
That's something that keeps popping in my brain. That's like an intrusive thought. Like, what if I die?
You're not dying anytime soon.
It's like Barbie on the dance floor. She's like, do you guys ever think about dying? What does she say? Death or dying?
Have you guys ever thought about death?
Yes.
Something like that.
And literally, it gets quiet. Like, sorry if you haven't. That was a spoiler alert.
Not even really. It's in the freaking trailers. And if you haven't seen, if you haven't seen Barbie by now, like,
we're gonna be talking about it. This is coming out far enough that I'm fine with it. Okay, I scream laughed at that.
I love that movie so much.
I know. I've seen it twice.
I want to go back. I want to bring the girls and go again.
Yeah. Okay, we'll talk more about that in a minute.
We'll discuss.
Because this is goes,
now no longer the Christian the Atheist. This is the Barbie and the Barbie podcast. That's it.
Oh my God, let's do it.
Yes. Okay.
Oh my God. What Barbie are you? We're the podcast.
We're the podcast Barbies.
Stop it.
I love it.
What did they have?
She has pink sparkly headphones like our logo.
I know, right?
Who's basically a Barbie. We did this.
All right, so July 9th, this Sunday, we went to the Unitarian Universalist Church. The building stirred up all types of feelings.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so the building, I think we talked about this in last episode.
You did a little bit,
so I don't want to go too hard on it, but it was a weird vibe.
You are used to a mega church feel, and this is an old school. It has pews, and it has hymn books, and it
organs, and a choir, and people.
It is an old school feel with a very new school ideology.
It's like progressive thinking in
an old school building,
and it don't feel right. It's like hearing an Amish person talk about freaking Elon Musk stuff.
It's trying to marry the two is weird in your brain, I think.
It's so weird.
You're struggling. But I think it's, yeah.
I mean, to the fact that the first time I went, I was literally like looking around like, this place is so weird.
Yeah.
It's July 15th. I just want to feel normal again. That's all I wrote. I'm going through depression. I literally remember around this time, I'm just so fucking sad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like, I mean, it's summer. I don't want to have the summertime blues.
No, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Literally.
July 19th, 3 days later, still sad. When you empower someone to do a leadership job for 3 years and then tell them that they are no longer able to serve in that position, not because of their skills, not because they're not being up to par, but because they're actually too good at it.
Yeah,
it really fucks them up.
Yeah, it's wrong. It's like what they did to there's all these things I've seen, all these TikToks and like Instagram and stuff about kids in elementary school that were gifted and talented. And then now they're adults and they're normal, and it's hard for them to not try to be gifted and talented still, and not try to be striving for perfection, even though that's not real.
I saw that, yeah.
And it's like
kind of wild.
I'm glad I was never that.
I know. I'm great. Like I was like fine. Borderline.
Yeah.
I was like the first grader that had to sit with the sixth graders because I couldn't read good.
Oh no! I was just
I'm fine with that.
I just had a really solid lisp. I can still drop into it. It's really weird. And if I'm
so glad you worked on it.
If I do it for too long, I can't get out of it, and I have to be like, wait, because I can't actually hear the difference very well in my brain.
That's insane.
Yeah, I'm actually a little excited to hear it back because again, I can't really hear it.
Okay.
So I'm going to say a few sentences in my lisp so that I can hear it.
You can't hear it?
Not really.
That's a lot.
It's like I can hear a difference in my brain, but it's not. It's like I have to like, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway.
That's so funny. July 28th. Lots of thoughts again. I feel like I've got a break from them because my sister and her fam came into town, but not to worry. They quickly flooded back with a vengeance. Fun.
Yay thoughts. Love that.
Not really.
Yeah.
It feels crazy feeling so uprooted. Call me dramatic, but I feel like I've been plucked out of a garden and thrown to the wayside to figure my own shit out. Not that I think they should be helping me. This is my thing and I got to do it. But it's weird to look at a group of people, Christians, and think, those aren't my people. That's a stabbing pain. Okay.
Get it.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad has it hurt?
How would you describe your pain using your own words?
Stabbing!
Terrible!
Where's the morphine? July 29th. I wake up thinking about it, and I go to bed thinking about it. Why is something like this still affecting me so much? I want to be done with feelings on it. Just want to be done. That was like the other day.
That's like 2 days ago. I get this. It is all very reminiscent of the mindset when you leave something like this. Because it's not quite the same as when Brandon and I left Mormonism and left the church. But it is a similar enough that I'm like I remember some of this, and I remember very easily waking up thinking about this and going to bed thinking about this and just being so exhausted and so annoyed that my brain is still doing this. It was annoying.
It's affecting my day to day.
Yeah.
And that is like, so there's like a rational side of me. There's a part of me that's like done therapy, and then there's a part of me that's going through this and doesn't give any F's about the rational or the therapeutic
that's not
stuff.
real in some of our brains. Sometimes.
And so I look at it, I'm like, get off the bed or get off your phone because I'm drowning. Like, I'm just like passing time on my phone so that I don't have to worry about it. If I don't have something scheduled that day, I find myself having a really bad day.
Your brain can focus on some of these feelings and these thoughts and this stress when it's not occupied. So you're occupying your own brain.
I think a lot of things like the depression was causing me to have mom guilt.
Yes.
Because
it always does. This stuff always goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
You're stressing and depressed and you're all up in your feels about one thing, and that affects everything else. So then you feel guilty about that, and then you're mad that you're guilty about that.
And then I can't get out of bed and clean, and I don't want to clean, so then the house gets dirty.
The house, who cares about the house?
No, it got so bad.
Listen, I bet it's been worse.
Cleaner.
And that's why their hair.
Bad.
It doesn't matter. Listen. I am a firm believer of this thing.
There is something. You helped me so much with this.
There is something that happened in the past.
Yeah.
In specifically women, because we were the primary house carer, cleaner, whatever. Yeah. But there was this mindset that you have to put your own mental and physical health in the back burner to take care of everything else, including the laundry and the dishes and
making everything presentable. Because what if people show up and see that you didn't do it and you probably are sick?
Their house looks the same. Guess what? Those dishes will sit dirty on the counter
until your freaking husband gets off
tomorrow,
his butt.
or till the next day, And guess what's going to happen? They're going to be dirty. That's it. Nothing's going to happen.
Yeah.
Do you know what's going to happen bad? Nothing. They're going to be dirty.
Yeah.
The laundry, you can re-wash and dry. If it sits in the washer and if it gets moldy,
2 days later.
Guess what? You re-wash it. That's what the washing machine is for. You own that. I do that all the time. Because I would much rather...
Even in your right mind.
Even in my right mind. I don't even care if people who are not... There are people who are blessed with the mindset of like, I enjoy ticking these things off a list.
I don't.
I don't
care for it.
My own mental health...
Yeah.
Has to sometimes take a break from those things.
So I have a July 30th, but I'm not going to read it.
Okay.
And here's why.
Okay.
The Aubrie July 29th and back was different than the Aubrie that's July 30th and forward.
Okay.
So we're going to record another episode.
Oh.
And that episode, I'm going to read another thing.
Yeah.
And then read July 30th.
Okay.
So you will get to hear it, but you have to hear something else.
Things are changing and evolving in Aubrey's brain, as they should.
And I want to just, ease y'all into the craziness that is in this brain. So...
We're already in it. We know it. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, true. And
it's beautiful crazy.
How funny is it that I'm over here posting this stuff publicly?
I think it's a good thing.
I do too. It's so therapeutic for me, and then it's so great for the people that have been like, oh my gosh.
I think there is, again, a mindset in these communities, not just church, but in this sort of old school mindset of you don't air your dirty laundry. Why the not?
Well, I think there's appropriate ways to do it.
Obviously, sure.
Not, like I told, whenever everything hit the fan, I told Frank, we're not burning it down. We're not burning it down like everything. We're going to... If this is burning it down, I'm like one little log at a time.
You lit a vanilla scented candle at it. You were way nicer than anybody should have been in this situation.
I know, it's just who I am. I'm just that good.
God damn it. Stop being so nice all the time, Aubrie. Jeez.
Well, I did say a lot about the situation that my life group than I intended, and I feel like that was a little much for me, but I also am like, if you want to talk about it, lady, you can.
They need to hear. Listen, I think you need to share what's happening, obviously in the right way. But I think it's important for people who both are on the same page as you to see it. Right.
So they can be better. Do better, be better. Exactly. I want to know what I'm doing wrong.
Right.
And I get messages about that too.
We sure do. Always have.
From the beginning. Anyways, all right. Well, I guess this is like, what is this, part 3?
Update part 1, not fit to serve part 3.
Yeah.
There will be, we'll tell you guys more.
This is going to be an ongoing saga, so
of course.
Stay tuned for the next episode because it's going to be the follow-up to this one.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys have a good day.
Yeah.
I'm all right, I think.
She's going to be great.
All right. Love you guys.
Bye.
We'll talk to you on the next episode. Bye. Our outros.
They're terrible. We're bad at this.
We're not.
What are we doing?
We're not on top of it, but it's okay.
What?
It's fine. Bye, guys. Bye.
Have you guys checked out our merch yet?
We have awesome t-shirts, mugs, tumblers, and other fun stuff.
Head down to the link in the description to give it a look.